somebody decides, hey, I want to be the big superpower now, and the next thing you know, you got enemies. I've been threatened. I've been threatened on social media. I've had people tell me, me and the boys are going to come and we're going to rob you. You got a shop? Great, we know where it is. When shit hits the fan, we're coming and we're robbing you. I said to them, good. We'll eat you. We know we're going to die. Why do we keep on, for millennia, trying to preserve our life? Famines, floods, droughts, barbarians, all sorts of things. What is it about humans that says, I'm not prepared to die yet? It's like golf for people that like wearing camo. Really it is, eh? Everyone knows that food security is going to be a problem in the future. My hope is that people like me are going to make it that you can be helped. When a disaster comes, there's enough resources for you. I suppose that's why I'm the sheepdog and not the wolf. How you going? All good? It's looking good. A lot of people think the side part's out of fashion. I think it's making a comeback.
What are you guys taking? What are you guys doing?
Filming like foraging weeds, just what's around that you can eat. So these are old grapes. Like even the leaves, right? So if you've got a bit of rice, you can roll them up and you can make those dolmades. Hey kids, it's all right, things are all good. We're gonna have some nice dolmades tonight with a bit of olive oil. I've got Aboriginal friends I've known over the years as a tour guide. And they describe like the bush as the supermarket. Like they say, look at this, look what's in the aisle, what's on special today? Do you know? Prepping was once taken very seriously, like it comes from survival. We could preserve food, we could maintain quality of life, and then that gave us time to do other things. That's how we got to a civilization. If people knew how much was around, they'd be petitioning the council and saying, look, use hot water for pesticide for killing weeds instead of glyphosate. So like this here, that's mallow, and this, that's sow thistle. When things go bad, the people get desperate. We're just trying to make it that people aren't desperate. Look at this, all of this. All of these fences should all be planted in passion fruit vines and grapevines. It's okay, the big supermarkets, they will still make money, but it means that all the pensioners, all the homeless people, and even people like us can walk around and pick them all. If you're going to plant a tree, plant something people can eat. One of my exes, she's studying naturopathy at the moment. Yeah, her and I, we were mad foragers, eh? Like I started a small side website thing to get people into prepping and dating. One of the things that I want to know when I start dating a new partner is, where's their brain at? And what else do they bring to the table? Like we say, men want like a nursey type, women want a soldiery type. That's kind of the biggest, if you could pigeonhole two categories, like you could go tuk tuk straight away on that one. There's a meme going around in the prepping groups about, there's a cupboard full of fancy shoes, there's a cupboard full of preserved food. You know, be careful which partner you've got. The way that we feel is like, how about both? You know, like none of us are not living our lives. I walk my puppy on the beach every day, I've got a good life, you know, I'm fully engaged in the community, but I got some stuff just in case. Gold. Knife. Fire starter. Poochie. Man wants to stay handsome, you know? Good. You want to try digging out 44-gallon drums, that's fucked. I've had to do it once to reposition like a cache. And where I was, this dude's come up like at the end of the day and he's just like, sort of looked at me car and he's gone like, you can just tell he's going home telling stories. Now, I'm not sure, but I think maybe I encountered one of them prepper fellas. Must know that the road's going to get widened soon. Didn't expect that. Yeah, you gotta know what's going on. Nobody has just one of these. City people don't realise how hard things get until suddenly your degree is worth as much as a piece of toilet paper. I know why people are like, oh, I don't want to think about prepping. I don't want to think about a post-apocalyptic world. It's scary, but it's happened all over the world. Look at all these big refugee camps. My daughter's great-grandfather was executed by the Nazis. My grandmother in France, they were the Huguenots. They were persecuted. That doesn't mean like, oh, we put you on trial because we don't like your religion. That means you get ethnic cleansed. It's all just things that you think, you know, if it ever comes to that, I hope it never does. Like, you just want to have stuff, you know? These cooking shows must be frigging thrilling. Like, they must be really exciting and, you know, everybody knows this or that about bloody some frigging swizzle sauce. And not many people actually realise what is happening with the chessboard we know as planet Earth. My first memory on Earth is holding a chook down for my dad to cut its head off. By the time that I started learning how to hunt rabbits and things, and then later became an outback tour guide, both worlds collided. Like, all the Aboriginal sort of knowledge that I'd picked up, the farming instincts that I'd grown up with from my grandfather, my Orpa and my mum, and what my dad had taught me about the spy world, they really just culminated. So this is the prepper's favourite. This is chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear mass. So I was the first one to bring these into Australia. So for people who are thinking about all the biggest issues, this is something that you would consider as a jewel in your crown. That's a bushcrafting knife. You can go out and you can basically make yourself a village with a few basic skills. The next thing you know, you've set up shelters for everybody. So, for example, this is a takedown bow pack. So that just fits into your backpack, and I sell these for people who think, you know, they might have to sort of just go out and flee. I've got customers, everything from pensioners, single mums, city professionals. It's a very mixed bag. And then we see an emerging new group, which are basically the awake people that sort of are not really trusting of what the government's doing and all that sort of stuff. My daughter went to the Arms and Militaria exhibition with me when she was 2.5. She begged me to come. And some guy, an ex-soldier, come up and said, mate, I commend what you're doing. You sure your daughter should know about this? And I said, hey, beautiful girl, what do we sell at our shop? And she said to the man, we sell camping gear. Right, the difference between me and you is when shit hits the fan, you will be scrambling around like crazy, having a domestic feud with the wife. Oh my God, hurry up, pack. Everyone's going to block the motorway. We're going to be stuck. We're all going to die. Ah! We're going camping. I'm looking forward to it. Prevention is better than the cure, you know, like
if you've already got your home base in good nick, then there shouldn't be cause to leave, you know?
Do you want to see something real quick?
Is it your gold stash?
I ain't stash gold. Welcome to the Prepper's Pantry. So this is the way to do it. You can go about 3 rows high, and then when you go to top them up, you get new ones, you put them at the back, and then you're constantly rotating your stock. Get soups, corns, chickpeas, kidney beans, cream corns, crushed tomatoes, coconut creams. These are gangster. So this is sweet chili sauce I've made myself. That's just the bit that I'm showing you. I sell like jumbo mylar bags where you can store 500 kilos of food under your bed. No one will even know. I think some people get into prepping because they're rich, they've got a good life, and they don't want to lose all the things that build up. And other people, you know, have had a tough spell in life, you know. So I lived in homeless refuges for 5.5 months when I was young and put myself through TAFE. And I mean, like when I was 15 and a half, 16 and a half. I'll never forget, I said to this guy, "Excuse me, mate, I'm going to TAFE down the road." I said, "Can you give me $1 please so I can go into the police boys club to have a shower?" And he goes, "No." And I was like, oh man, boy, people can just be brutal. Like, you can be trying your guts out and people can be brutal. I've got so many smoke detectors. People in prepping forums always ask, should I stock up on gold or silver? What am I going to swap, you know, if shit hits the fan? And we say, cheese, honey, stuff you can actually swap without getting yourself in a life and death situation. Because unless you think that you are a proper hard ass, I would like to see you in a situation without the rule of law, with a block of gold like that, go down the street and see if you can swap it and come back with your life. The word prepper in a few years, no one's even going to say the word prepper. It's just going to be like, you know, oh, how self-sufficient are you? It's like now being conscious about carbon and the climate and stuff. A few years' time, if you don't have chickens or whatever, like, you'll probably be the odd one out. I really just wish that people would realise, like, if none of this ever happens, whatever. You know, you're still going to eat that food, you're still going to have some good camping gear, you know, but you never know what disaster's going to come where you are. Floods, bushfires, droughts, toxic plumes, all sorts of stuff. And it's never stopped. And the thing is, I get it. It takes a lot. But all I'm saying is, like, you know, let's start with, like, you know, a rainwater tank. You know, let's look at a bit more food. Just the simple things, like start at that. Because if a cyber war ever comes our way, that reality, straight like that, you might not even get to say green to your loved one. People that love their babies, people that love their fur babies, what wouldn't you do? What do you think prepping is? Do you know what prepping really is? Here's prepping. If the end comes, and I mean like the end of days, even with everything I got, I might not be able to stop it. But I'll grab my daughter and I'll tell her, I don't know what's come to this, but I'll hold her and I'll try and protect her. That's prepping.